so you know, and I post them back up on Yammer. Right, there we go. Great. So yeah, lovely seeing you. Anyone joining at home or online, or watching this video back later, good to see you. So today we're going to start a new theme, which is going to continue over the next couple of months. And we're going to be looking at foundational yoga poses. So these are, you know, the poses that come up over and over again in the yoga classes that we go to. And we'll just be taking a little time in each session to look at one or two of those poses. And today we're going to look at Tadasana, so our mountain pose. You might also know it as Samastitihi. So we'll start standing up and we'll find our Tadasana, and maybe having a pillow close to hand. We will be needing that today. So our Tadasana, we start, and this is the yogi's choice really. The feet can be hip distance apart, or the feet can be together. And we want, if the feet are together, or even if they're apart, we want to think about those second and third toes pointing forwards, not necessarily just the big toes, because then we can end up with the feet turned out slightly, just with the way they're shaped. So Tadasana, this is our standing, just standing to attention, standing well, standing strongly. So let's look down at the feet. We're going to lift those toes up, get a really strong base by spreading the toes out and then placing them back down, little toe first and the big toe last. Putting them back down, returning the gaze forwards, maybe rolling the shoulders back and down. And Tadasana, our mountain pose, all about standing strong. So the mountain, we're firm, we're rooted through the low body, and we're lifting up from the upper body and through the crown of the head. So find that lift, that strength in the legs, thinking about lifting from the inner arches all the way up through the shins, thinking about drawing those kneecaps up, maybe finding this inwards rotation on the thighs. That's going to give us breadth across the low back. We're going to be able to lengthen our tailbones. We're thinking about continuing that lift then through the upper body. So we lift from the inner groins, we draw up, engage the pelvic floor, and lifting all the way up to the top of the chest. Now, let's see what's happened with that wonderful lift. Have we protruded those ribs forwards? Are we here? What can we do just to soften that down, to lengthen through the low back, through the tailbone? A gentle tuck to the chin here and reaching up through the crown of the head. So this is our Tadasana. And it's one of our most important standing poses, because when you understand Tadasana, so many other poses come with it. And we're going to look at that today. We're going to do a little bit of workshopping to see where it's really important. We find this firmness, the strength in the legs, the lift through the upper body. Now we're going to grab our pillow and we're going to find our Tadasana again. This is going to be a weird one. We're going to take that pillow and we're going to bring it between the thighs and try and get it as high as you can up the thighs, maybe fold it over a little bit, and then bring the feet together. And what this is going to give us is something, as we stand back into Tadasana, something to really squeeze on. So with this, we're squeezing those inner thighs. We're finding that strength in the legs and that lift again. Lovely, our hands return to the side of the body. And maybe as we inhale, this time we lift the arms up. So the hands can be hip shoulder distance or wider. Thinking about the arms alongside the ears. And as we've brought the arms up, just revisit the rest of your Tadasana. So what's changed? With the arms coming up, have we flown those ribs forwards again? What can we do to lengthen the tailbone here? Thinking about one lovely long straight line from the crown of the head, through the spine, down to in between the feet. Holding here, one more inhale. And then we'll exhale, release, bring the arms down, remove that pillow. And just remember that squeeze, remember that strength you felt in the legs there. As we'll take a little flow, we're going to look at our balance. requires a really good, strong Tadasana leg. So find your way to the top of the mat. And then as we inhale, we're going to lift the arms, lift the right leg in front of us. Holding here. If balance isn't for you today, all good. You can hold on to a chair or a wall, but just feel for that standing leg. Feel how strong can it be? Can we straighten that leg, tightening the knee? One more inhale. And exhale, bring the hands down around the shin. Hug that knee in. So no change to that standing leg, our Tadasana leg. And again, the rest of the body. How has it changed? Are we leaning forwards? Can we bring ourselves upright? Lengthen the tailbone. Keep the chest open. One more inhale here. And then as we exhale with control, bring that right foot back, take the hands down. You can bend into that left leg, step the right foot back, bring the right knee down. So into our lunge. We'll inhale, lift the belly off the thigh, lengthen through the spine, draw the chest forwards. And then we'll exhale, bring the right hand down onto the mat and inhale, lift the left arm up. Lift the gaze, easy twist here. As we exhale, bring that left arm back. Big stretch across the chest. Inhale, arm vertical. And exhale, bringing that hand down. Now we inhale, pressing up into that left foot, lifting the arms, crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms, the elbows come wide, shoulder height, and squeeze the shoulder blades. Draw the elbows back, open the chest. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, elbows wide. Inhale, reaching up. And you can always pad under the knee if you're feeling it there with a pillow. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale up. Exhale, bring the hands down. And we're going to step back, coming to a plank on the knees. So we bring the weight forwards, hands under the shoulders, squeeze the bum, draw the belly button in. Inhale here, press the hands into the floor. Exhale, push the hips back, extended child's pose. Don't need to come all the way to the floor with the forehead. We can inhale, back to our plank. Those hips come forwards, ahead of the knees. Exhale, drop the hips back, child's pose. Stretching into the shoulders, inhale. Coming up again, take that weight forwards over the wrists. Exhale, squeezing the hips back to the heels. Then we'll inhale, coming up. And this time, we'll lift the right leg. And then we're going to thread that leg through the left arm and the left leg and come down onto our right hip. So we're sitting now. Bend the left knee in. Inhale, left hand to left knee. Lift, lengthen the spine. Turn over the right leg. Exhale, fold forwards. So here we want that right leg to be straight and we want the spine to be straight. Perhaps we're not coming that far forwards. It's all about opening the chest and leading with it. 2 more breaths. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, maybe you can walk those hands a little further forwards. 1 more inhale. Exhale. We'll inhale to come up to center. And as we exhale, take the left hand behind the hip, point the right toe, and inhale, press into that knee, lift the right arm overhead, baby wild thing. The gaze can be down or up or anywhere where the neck feels comfortable. 1 more inhale, squeeze the bum, lift the hips high, open across the chest. And exhale, bringing the hips down. We twist back over to the right, both hands back on the mat. Stretch that left leg back, and then we'll push into our plank again, all the way back, downward facing dog. So the hips are high, maybe pedaling the feet, not staying here long. As we inhale, we step the right foot forwards. You can give it a hand up if it needs it. Pausing here into our lunge. Exhale. And as we inhale, step the left foot forwards, flamingo. We bring the knees together, the left foot drawing into the bum. Inhale, lengthening the spine. You can keep that right knee bent. Exhale, Fold in, let the left foot come down. You can walk the feet a little wider than hip distance, and we'll come to a forwards fold. So letting the head go, give it a little shake, give it a little nod, and we'll make this dynamic so the knees can be as bent as you like here. But as we inhale, hands come to shins, straighten the legs, lengthen the spine, halfway lift, draw the belly button in. Exhale, bend the knees, let the head go, forwards fold. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders away from the ears, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, bend those knees, folding in. Last one, inhale, lifting. Exhale, fold. And then this time, as we inhale, we're going to come up to stand, lifting the right leg with us. Arms overhead into our balance. Exhale, Tadasana. Well done. So other side, inhale the left leg up, arms overhead. Again, pause here. Think about that Tadasana leg, that standing leg strong. Reaching into the fingertips, lengthening that tailbone. Finding that inwards rotation on the right thigh. On the next exhale, bring the hands down, hug that knee in, squeeze it in, close as we can to the chest, to the stomach, keeping the chest open. As we inhale here, we'll exhale, bend into the right knee, send that left leg back with control, hands come down, and we come into our lunge, bring the left knee down. Inhale, think about lifting the belly off the thigh. Exhale here. Inhale. Feeling that stretch through the left hip. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale. Right arm comes up. Gaze to the fingers. Exhale, open the arm back. Stretch into that right pectoral, the right armpit. Inhale, arm vertical. Exhale, hand comes down. And we'll inhale. Again, high crescent or low crescent lunge. So the knees down, we're lifting up, we're lengthening the tailbone. Exhale, cactusing the arms, squeezing those shoulders. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, squeezing the elbows back. Keep them high. Inhale. Exhale, last squeeze, opening the chest. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, taking the hands down and stepping back. You take the choice. Plank, either the knees down like before, or keep the knees up. But here, think about squeezing the bum, lifting that belly button in towards the spine, broadening across the shoulders, finding that space between the shoulder blades. Inhale here. Exhale, push the hips high, downward facing dog, or child's pose again if you're on the knees. Inhale, back to plank, squeezing that bum, keeping it low. Exhale, pushing those hips high, letting the heels start to descend. Inhale, coming forwards. Last one, we exhale, bringing those hips back. Inhaling forwards. And as we exhale, dropping to the knees. And this time we inhale, lift that left leg. Exhale, bring that left leg through. So we're taking that left leg out. I'm going to switch around. The right leg bends in this time. Right hand to right knee. Inhale, twisting over that left leg. Exhale to fold forwards. Again, the fold here, we're more focused on that strong straight leg and on keeping that spine nice and straight, leading with the chest. So it doesn't need to be that deep. Inhaling to lengthen through the spine, through the crown of the head, and the exhale, fold forwards. One more inhale. Exhale, maybe a little deeper. And we'll inhale to center, bringing the right hand about a foot behind the hips, point the left leg. We'll inhale, press into the knee, lift the hips. Take that gaze wherever the neck is comfortable. So maybe down at the floor, maybe at the hand above, maybe just in line with the chest. Squeezing the bum, lift those hips. Inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, The hips can come down, and then we'll twist to the left, bringing the hands down onto the mat. The right leg comes out, and then we're going to push back to a plank and then a downward facing dog. Pausing here, inhale, exhale. Inhale, left foot steps forwards, and we can drop the back knee if we like, or stay in your lunge. Then we'll inhale, stepping to flamingos. The knees come together, squeeze the right foot into the bum. You can bend that left leg as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, both feet come down to the floor, and we fold in to our forwards fold. So let the head go here. Again, give it a shake, give it a nod. And then as we inhale, press into the shins, halfway lift for the spine. Exhale, you can bend the knees, folding down. 2 more. Follow your breath. The inhale to lift, to lengthen. The exhale to fold in, to let the upper body and the head be heavy. Last one. And then as we inhale this time, we're going to lift that left foot, lift the arms, come to stand in our balance, and exhale, bring the feet down. Well done. So some really strong work there through the legs, lots of balancing. We're going to take ourselves to a wall now, or a door, like I'm going to use. We're going to come back to our Tadasana and to the importance of that strong standing position. So find yourself roughly a leg's length away from your door or your wall. We'll take our hands to the waist, and we're going to make sure both toes are pointing forwards. Now, try and keep it that way, because as we bring our right leg up and onto the wall, we're going to find that left foot just wants to turn out, but we don't want that to happen. So if the hamstrings are really feeling this here, this top leg can be bent, but watch out, because if that leg bending means that we're leaning forwards, that's not where we want to be. I want that standing leg to be vertical. So the hips over the heels, wherever you are. So we can extend the leg, or we can have it slightly bent. Wherever you are, you should feel this in both of the legs. The standing leg really having to work hard to keep that tight knee, that lifted knee. And also think about the hips. What are the hips doing here? The right hip is probably wanting to lift, to twist. You've got your hands on the hips. What can you do just to even them up? Pressing into that right leg, wherever it is, if the knee's straight or bent, it's all good. Still press into the foot. Think about that leg working. Inhale, lift the arms. Just holding here for a breath. So exhale the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, reach into the fingertips. And exhale, bring the hands down. Bring the right leg down. I know, it's hard work. You're not alone. We're going to stand now back in our Tadasana, looking down at the feet, making sure those right toes are pointing forwards. And again, we'll take that left foot onto the door. So here, again, find your distance. You need to be a little closer, I think. So that heel underneath the hip, whether that leg is straight or bent, that's what we're looking for here. And again, hands on the hips. Can we feel for the evenness? So I can feel my right hip needs to turn forwards. My left hip needs to pull slightly back. I need to be forwards a little bit. So just, it's okay to shuffle around to kind of find your distance. And notice the challenge that both legs feel here. So the challenge in that lift of the standing leg, as well as that outstretched leg. Pulling the hip with the left hip into the femur bone, sorry, into the hip socket. Let's inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, shoulders away from the ears, staying here. Inhale, reach into the fingertips. And exhale, bring the hands down, bring the leg out. Shake it off. Well done. We're going to look at that in a slightly different orientation. So you can stay by your wall and you can bring the hands onto the wall, or if you want to make it a bit easier, you can grab a table or a windowsill, something that's hip height or just above is probably good, or at the back of a chair. And we're going to look at bringing the hands onto that surface and then walking the feet back. So we want that alignment again of the feet under the hips. So here, the hands are pressing into our surface or into the wall. You'll feel it a little bit more if it's into the wall. And we're going to think about strong legs again. So the feet can be hip distance, perhaps, to start with. Find that lift, that tightness in the knees, drawing the kneecaps up. The ears are in line with the arms, so just be aware of tendencies here. We like to either dip into that low back, into the shoulders. We might go too much this way. Or sometimes we're just really rounded. So what can you do to send that tailbone long behind you, crown of the head going the other direction? And we get this lovely elongation through the spine. If it feels too much in the shoulders, you're probably just too low. So bring the hands higher, either on the wall or onto a different surface. Let's walk the feet together. Now we can stay here, or here's the tricky bit. We can keep the lift in the left leg, and we can take that right leg up behind us. Warrior 3, really strong pose. So we can flex the foot, and here the hip, the right hip just wants to lift out to the side. But that's not what we want. We want that right hip pointing down, that right leg stretching out behind us and drawing that belly button in. So we're not just dipping into the low back here. Strong pose. So let's release there, bring the feet together. You can change the distance of the hands if you like, or the feet, make yourself comfortable. Find that length through the back of the legs. Lift again, getting that strong right leg, and then we lift the left leg up behind. So warrior 3, flexing into the foot, hip turning down. Oh, so hard. Well done, everyone. Sticking with it. Again, ears in line with those biceps, drawing the belly button in, keeping that left hip pointed down at the floor. Don't let it just lift up like it wants to. One more inhale, and then we'll exhale, release. Well done, step it in. Good, and now we get to come down to the floor. So now, this is for the nice bit. We're gonna bring ourselves down onto our mats, maybe grabbing our pillow again for under the hips. We're gonna find Tadasana, or staff pose, with the feet against the wall. So again, come back to your wall or your door, and we're going to bring ourselves a leg's length away, shuffle the bum in to get the right distance, and then the feet can be together or apart, and we're pressing them into the wall. If you want height under the hips like I have, it's really good, just helps you lift. So the hands can come behind here just to support the upper body, and we're thinking about, again, these Tadasana legs. Dandasana, staff pose, is just our mountain pose, but with a 90-degree angle in the body. So we use the wall, press the feet into the wall, and feel how much that activates the legs. And what we have here that we didn't have when we were standing is the floor. And it's a wonderful tool, it gives us some feedback. So just feel what is touching the floor in the back of the leg. Is there unevenness on either side of the body? Can you feel, is one foot pressing more strongly than the other into your surface? Noticing those differences, perhaps. Seeing what can you do to balance them out. Can you bring more of that leg down towards the floor, minimizing those gaps under the leg? Option, if you want to feel it, we can inhale the arms up and see how strong everything feels here. The legs, the core, working hard. Again, those biceps alongside the ears. One more inhale to reach into the fingertips. Exhale, release. And now we get to lie down. So good times. We're going to remove our pillow, place it to one side, and then we're going to shuffle our bum in. So our legs are bent and our feet are still on the wall. And then we're going to lie down with control. The knees are still bent, feet pressing into the wall, hands alongside the hips. And then we're going to push the feet into the wall and straighten the legs and feel how that pulls at the back of our trousers, or leggings, or our shorts. And that pull lengthens the tailbone really nicely. And also maybe the back of your t-shirt is also pulled down. And that helps to draw the shoulder blades down the back, and it opens the chest. So you can try it again. You can bend the knees, shuffle the bum in, and then press the feet into the wall, lengthening the legs, straightening the legs. Just enjoying that lovely feedback from the floor and the help from the floor that we get here. Pausing and feeling this. This is our Tadasana again, but we're just Supta Tadasana, so a lying down mountain. Really nicely supported by the wall, by the floor. And again, use that feedback from the floor. Notice what's different, perhaps, between different sides of the body. We'll keep the left foot on the wall, and then we'll bend that right knee in. That's going to help us bring that lower back to press more towards the floor. We're going to draw that knee in. So the left leg still pushing strongly into the wall. Use the breath here. So as we inhale, finding that length through the crown of the head, the exhale, maybe squeezing the knee in a little bit more. If you like, you can stay here, or we can straighten that leg up above us, interlocking the hands behind the thigh. Flexing the foot here, maybe pointing, flexing, point, flex. And then we'll bring that right leg down. We'll bend the knees again, shuffle the bum in towards our wall. And then again, hands alongside the waist. Push the feet into that surface. Push the hips away. Feeling the back on the floor. Then we'll inhale. Lift the left knee in this time. Keep pushing into that right leg. Strong right leg, pressing into the floor. Drawing that knee in. Enjoying the lower back release. Feeling that right leg. It's not giving up. It's active. It's strong. Again, what's happened maybe in that right leg? What's lifted off the floor, but perhaps before it was touching the floor? It's a good chance for you just to notice what's happening in the body. And we'll straighten the leg up, interlocking the fingers, the hands behind the thigh. And again, we start with that leg flexed. That encourages the lift through the front of the leg and the length down the back of the leg. And we'll point the toes and flex, point, flex, point, and flex. And then we'll bend both knees in and give ourselves our low backs a nice little massage into the floor, rocking side to side. And then we'll take the hands behind the thighs and we'll rock forwards and back a few times. So you might choose maybe to gather a bit more momentum as we come up and as we come back. Take a couple more rolls. The inhale to come up, the exhale rounding the spine, coming back. Enjoying your last rock or two and coming up to sit. Maybe grabbing your pillow and finding a comfortable seated position. So that could be cross-legged, it could be legs out in front, or Dandasana, it could be kneeling. You choose. Wherever you are, let's take 3 clearing breaths. So we're going to inhale, lift the arms up, breathe in through the nose, fill the lungs. Exhale out through the mouth, bring the arms down. Sigh it out. 2 more. Inhale, biggest breath you've taken all day. Fill the lungs all the way to the top. Exhale. Sigh it out. Let the tension go. One more inhale. Reaching up, maybe looking up. Exhale. Let it go. And you can bring the hands onto the thighs. The palms can turn up to lift the energy. Or if you want to calm, relax, keep the palms down, closing the eyes, or lowering the gaze to the floor. And drawing the attention inwards. Noticing the breath. Noticing how the body feels. Doing a quick scan, just checking in. How's the mind? How does the mind feel after our practice? Hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra, bowing the head. Thank you, everyone. Lovely to see you along today. If you've got any questions, please let me know. We'll be back next week again. And I'll stop the recording there.